So sorry, Amma. So once again, good afternoon, all of you. So good afternoon, all of you, Amma. So the laws, I think in the 26th, the 26th of this August, the meeting with the head of the department. So as per the academic calendar, we know in the coming the month in the September, for mid examination is there, that is the mid. And as per the directions of the head of the department and the principal, so we go for the assignment for the as per the Bloom's taxonomy, the 5 questions in the unit 1. And the remember here, and inform to the especially of friends. So we cannot cover these classes in days. When there is the offline, the class will be the commences. So please inform to your friends. మీకు ఇప్పుడు ఏ క్లాసులు జరుగుతున్నాయో అవే ఫైనల్. మళ్ళీ తిరిగి మీరు ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఫస్ట్ నుంచి మొదలు పెట్టేది ఉండదు. ఆ టైంకి 3 కానీ 4 యూనిట్స్ అయిపోతే అక్కడ నుంచే స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. కాబట్టి ఎవరెవరు అటెండ్ కావట్లేదు మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్కి ఒకసారి చెప్పండి. Both this year, please inform to your friends regarding this point of view. Okay. So just a minute. So okay. So for the third years, from the central government, they grant the scheme, the sanction, that is the AICT, the Prerana scheme. The study, some of your friends, they are joining the session, the interaction with the member side, that is myself. So today onwards, we go for the classes for all the branches, and especially the most of your friends, they request the head of the departments and some of the students, they interact with me to join the community people to this session. Okay, so in the coming days, whenever you go for the offline, so we surely added also for those who are the interested students for the GATE classes. So those who are the registered students in the Prerana scheme of the mechanical, the third year. So please utilize the opportunity. So today onwards, you have the classes, and the link will be received in the soon, maybe within half an hour from your respect the department, the coordinators. Okay, so coming to the today's the topics, that is the spark advance the mechanism, that is the advance the ignition timing, and what is the necessity for the ignition timing will be the advance, that is the, so we all of you know the ignition timing, it will be the always the happening the before the TDC. Okay, so before that the discuss, that is the retard mechanism or maybe the advanced mechanism in the ignition timing. So we go for the, so what we covered in the last class, in the electronic ignition system, that is the contact breaker or maybe the TCI, the transitorized coil ignition system. So we all of you know the main drawbacks in the conventional ignition system, that is the battery or maybe the magneto ignition system. To overcome all the difficulties in the conventional ignition system, we go for the advanced one, that is the electronic ignition. The drawbacks, especially for there is the frequent the maintenance and the loss of the power and the efficiency point of view, and the starting the difficulties, especially in the cold conditions. So nowadays most of all the modern vehicles are using the electronic ignition system with the contact breaker and the contact trigger, or maybe the capacitive discharge ignition, that is the CDI, the one more one. So in the contact breaker or maybe the TCI, the ignition system. So remember here, we already covered in the last classes. Maybe the examiner may be asking the contact breaker or maybe the transistor coil ignition system, that is the TCI, transistor coil the ignition system. So as a design point of view, in the conventional ignition system, it can carry the limited current for the producing the higher voltage in the secondary the winding or maybe in the ignition coil. It may be hardly the 20 to the 30 the kV for the conventional one, the less than the below for the magneto one. Okay, so in the electronic ignition system, it is nearly the more than the 47,000 or maybe the 50,000 volts of the high voltage will be the induced from the ignition coil to the spark plug. Okay, so it will be the happen only when we send the more amount of the current in the primary circuit. So in the contact breaker ignition system, there is the transistor is there. So the transistor is nothing but the electronic the switch. Okay, and the main purpose of the transistor, it can send or maybe the allow the more amount of the primary current to the ignition coil. And it consists as the three main components: the base, the collector, and the emitter. Okay, those the circuit diagram for the electronic ignition system with the contact breaker. So the observe here the components point of view, there is the battery, that is the 6 to 12 volts battery, the ignition, the switch to switch on and the switch off the system with help of the key or maybe the button, and the ignition coil with the primary and the secondary winding to the spark plug. So there is a distributor will be there before the spark plug, and they come here. So this is the transistor. It consists as the emitter, collector, and the base. Okay, and this is the contact breaker. by the cam. So in the base of the transistor and the contact breaker, there is the resistance will be there in between one to maintain the voltage. So see here, so the connection point of view, the collector is connected towards the battery of the positive terminal, and the emitter is connected toward the primary winding through the ballast resistor. And the base part of the transistor, it is connected through the resistance to the contact breaker. So when we switch on the ignition key, okay, so the current from the battery, it will be the flow through the collector initially, okay, and as a part of the transistor, we know it can send the more amount of the current to the primary winding, okay. So when it will be the moves to toward the primary, that is toward the ignition coil, okay, at the time there is the rotation of the distributor and the cam, the movement. When the contact breaker points will be initially it will be in the closed position. So when it will be the open by the rotation of the cam, the contact breaker points, so there is the return flow of the current will be the happen to the transistor, okay, to the ignition coil, and initially there is the EMF will be there. So when it will be the contact breaker points will be the open, and through the transistor, the high amount of the primary current will be induced in the ignition coil, and it can develop the high voltage, that is nearly 47 to the 50 kV of the high voltage will be the induced in the secondary winding, and it will be sent to the spark plug through the distributor, okay. These are the some the advantages and the disadvantages in the contact breaker. The life of the contact breaker point will be the increases, and the contact breaker points can be the lighter to reduce the wear, the high accuracy and the less maintenance, great spark voltage at the higher speed, especially the high speed vehicles, and the drawbacks, especially the disadvantages. As we use the conventional system, there is a mechanical, the breakers will be there. So these will be necessary for the timing of the spark. The cost of the ignition system is the increase, while we provide the transistor and the other devices. The voltage, the rise, the time at the spark plug is about the same as the before. Okay, so these are the disadvantages. And this is the electronic ignition system with the contact trigger, or maybe they called as the capacitive discharge ignition system. Okay, so the first one is the contact breaker, or maybe they called as the TCI, transistorized coil ignition system. The second one is the contact breaker, sorry, so the contact trigger, that is the capacitive discharge ignition system. Gopika, చెప్పండి. ఈ సెట్ రాయడానికి ఏం కావాలి? పంపించండి, ఇక్కడ నాకు అడిగి పంపించండి, నా దగ్గరికి పంపించండి, సైన్ చేసి పంపిస్తాను. అరేమో. So in the CDI system, the capacitive discharge ignition system, it is also the higher voltage in the ignition, the coil, that is the step up transformer, and the main device, that is the additional device in the CDI system. Try to understand here. So there is they know the mechanical parts will be there here, that is the contact breakers, or maybe the cam movement. So it will be not there. So there is a battery and the ignition switch, and there is the main, that is the trigger box. So the trigger box is consists as the charging device, the large charging device, and the capacitor for the energy storage, there is a control unit and the pulse shaping circuit. And one more, see this one, please observe my mouse. That is the thyristor. That is the diode, that is the silicon, the diode will be there. Okay, so when we switch on the ignition key, we all of you know that is the battery voltage is the around the 6 to 12 volts. So the 6 to 12 volts of the power, it will be sent to the initially in the charging device. Okay, so in the charging device, it can convert the battery voltage to the nearly 300 to the 500 volts. Okay, so when it will be the changes the higher the primary current, that is the around the 6 to 12 to the 300 to the 500 volts of the power, when it will be sent to the with help of the thyristor to the capacitor, and when it will be sent to the ignition coil. Okay, so due to the control unit and the pulse shaping generator. Okay, so there is the back EMF will be the occurs in the ignition coil, and the high voltage will be the secondary winding. Okay, and it's maybe the around the 47 to the 50, the thousands of the volts will be generated. And the CRM, there are the two advantages in the CDI system. So in the capacitor in the system can store the several thousand times of the more energy for the unit of the capacitance compared to the unit inductance of the conventional, that is the transistor coil ignition system, the TCI. As in the TCI system, the breaker points serve as the trigger only. Okay, so this can avoid the frequently maintenance and increase the life of the contact points. But the main drawback in the CDI system, there is the rapid discharge of the capacitor will be the leading happen. So in the spark class of safe chain. So there is this short duration will be there, especially for the spark. So it will be hardly the 0.1 milliseconds, and this may cause the ignition problem when the operating the engine will be operating with the rich mixture. So initially when we start the rich mixture will be happen, and at the time the CDI system will be that is the main drawback. And the one more, so it is not there in our syllabus. So we already go for the orally regarding the firing order. So we all of you know so there is the sequence of the firing will be happen in the multi-cylinder engines. It's called the firing order, especially for the spark ignition engines. The concerned engine, the spark will be occurs with help of the spark plug, based on the number of cylinders. And the advantages with the arranging of the firing order for the multi-cylinder engine. The first one is it can reduce the engine vibrations, and it can maintain the engine, that is the dynamic balance, and it can secure and the uneven the flow of the power from the engine output. Okay, so the see here, suppose there is the 3-cylinder engine will be there. The firing order is the 1, 3, 2. The 3-cylinder engine, that is the multi-cylinder one. The firing order is the 1, 3, 2 for the 3-cylinder. And for the 4-cylinder engine, that is the inline one, the firing order is we all of you know that is the 1, 3, 4, 2, or maybe the 1, 2, 4, 3. So please remember these the firing order, especially most of the competitive examinations, those things the firing order for the 6 or maybe the 8-cylinder or maybe the 4-cylinder engines. And suppose the engine will be the mounted, that is the horizontal, the upper piston engines. The firing order is the 1, 4, 3, 2. So it will be using the Volkswagen, the engines. And for the 6-cylinder engines, that is for the inline, the firing order is the 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. And there are the 3 other pairs will be there in the crank position. that is the 142,635, or maybe the 132,645, or maybe the 124,653. So we may go for the one. In the 6-cylinder, the inline, and the 8-cylinder inline engine, there are the two orders will be there. That is the 16258,374. That is the one firing order, and one more is the 14738,526. And for the 8-cylinder, that is the V-type engines, especially using for the most of the Volkswagen, or maybe the high-speed vehicles are using the V-type. The engines, especially for the aircraft, also we are using the V-type engines. So the firing order is the 1548,6374, and the three other pairs will be there: 1542,6378, 1625,8374, and the final one is the 1843,6572. So these are the firing orders for the multi-cylinder engine, the spark ignition one. And coming to the automatic, the ignition timing, or maybe the spark advance and the retard mechanism. So in the last class, we go for when the engine speed will be the increases, automatically we go for the ignition advancing. So the